The following episode will contain spoilers. You have been warned.
You're listening to Cinema IRL, the podcast that throws you into the movie and asks the question, what would you do? I mean, if there is going to be a canine in the movie name, you know Morty is going to crash the party. And as Amber and Scott discuss Coyotes, he does indeed provide his unique insight. And now, Cinema IRL.
I wish I could switch places for just one day.
What would you do?
Put yourself in my shoes.
How do we handle this?
What would you do?
Put yourself in my position.
What would you do?
Now it's your turn.
Oh dear. I do believe my IQ has decreased significantly from watching that motion picture.
Hey, Morty.
Hello.
For those who don't know, Morty is our resident werewolf correspondent.
It's true, I am, but sometimes when a movie involves canines, it sort of falls under my jurisdiction, or at least I want to. So here I am.
Okay, well, fair enough. Glad to have you join us for this episode.
I'm generally good with Morty coming in.
Okay.
Versus the other two. He at least is calm and respectful.
Yeah, I would agree.
Well, thank you. I certainly try.
Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get started, Morty. Everybody, welcome to Cinema IRL. This episode, we are talking about coyotes. Trapped in their Hollywood Hills home, a family fights for survival when caught between a raging wildfire and a pack of savage coyotes. As the city loses power and chaos spreads, nature turns feral. And what starts as an isolated attack escalates into a terrifying siege that may not end in them surviving. So, first and foremost, this movie made me sad before I even saw it because this movie takes place in Los Angeles. We live here in Los Angeles, and people have an extremely elevated concern over coyotes. Because we do have coyotes here, and they're mostly driven out of the wild areas, out of the hills, out of the mountains when we have, regular fires here. And when people leave their cats outside to roam and basically scream to wild animals who need food, hey, here's food with a little bell. And garbage cans without lids on them and litter on the ground, and it encourages coyotes to come down into neighborhoods, and then people yell saying, oh, there's coyotes, when the truth of the matter is coyotes will avoid you. They do not want confrontation. They are just trying to find food and water to survive. That is their only instinct, is to survive. And this film definitely reinforces some stereotypes that people who care about wild animals are constantly trying to combat.
Yes, those coyotes, I assure you, are more afraid of you than you are of them. Yeah. So this is not a PR movie at all for coyotes, and unfortunately drills down some of the misconceptions that people have about coyotes, because it starts with all kinds of news clippings and newsreels and audio things of saying coyotes are coming down into neighborhoods, and there was a coyote attack and someone got bitten by a coyote and attacked by a coyote. So trust me, I know all about misconceptions affecting certain people, like namely myself.
Yeah, as a werewolf, I'm sure you've experienced a lot of discrimination in your day.
That's putting it lightly. They still won't let me back in the library, even though I am actually quite quiet there.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Morty.
Me too.
So, in a nutshell, we have a windstorm that hits Los Angeles, as frequently does here, and it knocks over a tree. And this is the first thing that happens in this movie, where basically we see coyotes acting in a very un-coyote-like state. They are snarling, they are hunting humans, they are breaking into homes and attacking and killing people. That is not what coyotes do.
No, this was definitely bad PR.
It was framed as, I don't know. Initially, it kind of seemed like it was supposed to be a horror movie, but it was supposed to be a comedy, but it was kind of just a whole
If I can be
spoof.
honest, it's not that it was bad PR. It was just a really, really, really bad movie. I mean, maybe easily bottom 3 that we've watched since we've started doing this. And it may actually be right there at the bottom. It was just awful.
I didn't think it was a terrible movie. I thought it was a campy movie, and it was meant to be campy because there was a couple of funny things in there where people actually laughed out loud. It was a strange movie that was trying to be campy and funny, but also be scary, but in a funny way.
It missed the mark on campy. I know a little bit about campy, and it missed the mark badly on campy. I agree. Like there were times it tried to be serious, and I just couldn't take it. Like the scene at the end when he's giving back the coyote pups, I couldn't take any of that. Like you could tell, like they were trying to be serious. You could tell from the music.
They were trying to make it funny. He's basically walking around in a cage made of children's little playpens.
I don't think there was humor intended there at all.
I do.
Oh, no, don't get me wrong. It was definitely funnier than scary, but it was ridiculous. Like
it was meant to be.
He's negotiating with the coyotes.
It was meant to be silly. I don't know why you're taking this so seriously. It was meant to be silly.
Listen, I get comedy. I understand.
I don't know that you do.
I understand when you're being funny, when you're trying to seem serious, like see Naked Gun, which is probably the perfect example of that.
Well, it wasn't slapstick. I mean, it wasn't trying to be slapstick.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
okay.
Like
anyway.
He's always trying to be serious, but he's clearly not being.
Anyway, we are not a movie review show. We are What Would You Do show. So,
are we not? I kind of wonder. Sometimes I think we are a movie review show, at least a little bit.
I mean, you sometimes talk a little bit too much about the movie review. So, that said, let's dig into some What Would You Do here. These coyotes start breaking into homes, attacking people, and there is something desperately wrong because this is not the character of coyotes. And even the people that are seeing what's happening with the coyotes are saying there's something not right here.
Dear God, this score has a tomato meter, which is critics rating of 66%.
Okay.
I'd like to note that A Big Bold Beautiful Journey was in the 30s, and this is 60s.
I'm sorry.
What the hell is going on with this world?
Anyway, so what would you do if you and your family built your dream house in the middle of the woods, in the middle of a hillside, a wooded area where there's lots of wild animals, and you hear an escalation of coyotes? Would you still continue to have a dog door on your front door in this house? What would you do?
Hell no!
What the heck is wrong with these people?
Like,
you don't let your dog out in an area that has coyotes unattended, first of all.
Boys and girls, just so everyone understands that dog doors in reality generally have some form of security to them. I mean, you can have some fancy ones that can use sensors or whatever, but just an old-fashioned door, there's a plate you can stick on it. And it keeps the dog from coming out. It keeps anything from coming in.
I mean, a possum can wander in, a skunk can wander in, the way that they just have this dog door open. But regardless of anything coming in, you do not leave a dog door in an environment where you've built a house in the middle of a completely wooded, wild area and think your dog's going to go out and not get eaten by something. What the heck? That dog was adorable, and they were basically on the daily saying, oh, go out and see if you can survive today.
Well, as I noted during the credits, the message of no animals are harmed in the filming of this was not present.
Well, the AHA certification is a bunch of hooey that's all paid off by the Hollywood industry, and it's not really credible anyway.
Does it involve chemtrails?
No.
Okay, just checking.
So what would you do if your dog got out and there's all of this chaos happening and you're looking for him? Would you go into a neighbor's house uninvited and you know this neighbor has a gun?
Which dog?
The only dog in the movie.
Well, that dog I'd probably do it.
I think his name is Charlie.
Yeah, I'd probably do it if I was...
You'd go into a neighbor's house without being invited in or anyone knowing you were in there, and you know he has a gun?
But didn't we already know at that point, like his horror came out? And didn't they mention that he was already Not in a good place? Am I wrong?
I don't know what you're talking about. Scott.
Or no, maybe they went in to get the whore. I can't remember. It was...
Okay.
I'm sorry. I meant Lady of the Night, which I will say that joke up front was hilarious. It's even bad movies have their moments.
So Scott is looking for, I think it's Charlie the dog, and wanders into the neighbor's house saying, Charlie, Charlie, Charlie. That doesn't seem like a smart thing to do, is to go into anyone's home unannounced, not knowing who's there, and I don't know if they could maybe shoot your head off.
Well, he knows the neighbor.
Yeah, and his neighbor is basically one who does coke and calls prostitutes to come to his house. I mean, he's not a super upstanding guy.
I mean, let's be real honest here. There were not very many smart decisions made in this movie.
Well, I think the one smart decision was from the coyote at the end, who decided to try and eat the pest exterminator. I was definitely in favor of that. That was a good decision by the coyote.
But in the classic sense, in a way, it ended on a happy note because the coyote got stabbed.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah,
what do you mean it ended in a happy note?
Well, by traditional standards, the human...
Morty, do you hear what he's saying?
Oh, yes, I understand. Note? It's certainly not happy from my perspective, but...
Not happy from anybody.
Theoretically, the coyotes were the bad guys in the movie, and he vanquished the bad guy, so that makes it a happy ending. No, the bad guys really were just the script writers.
Yeah, definitely.
And the producers.
Definitely not.
Directors. All the people associated with this flick.
Not a happy ending. And the thing is toward the end of the film, what we find out is that mostly the coyotes were breaking into homes. They were acting unusual because they were missing 2 of their cubs. And what it turns out is earlier when we had a pest exterminator person coming out to the house, and he determined there was rats in the walls. What it actually was is when he was dealing with that, he had sealed in 2 coyote pups under the house. And these coyotes were going crazy and doing all this because they were trying to get their pups, trying to find their pups. I mean, Morty, what?
Well, we don't know that was it necessarily, because they did still appear to be rather bloodthirsty after the pups came back.
Well, yeah, they were bloodthirsty after the guy who was the exterminator who sealed in the cubs to begin with.
I'd also like to note that this is a work of fiction, and that these coyotes were not acting in the way coyotes do. So I don't know that we can put logical motives on them.
I'm going to.
Fair enough. Okay, yeah, you do you. I'm kind of with Morty on this one, but
okay. So, what would you do if, while all of this chaos with the coyotes is happening and people are getting attacked and being killed, that the neighbor's house catches on fire? And for those of you listening who are not in the Los Angeles area, we have a lot of hills here, a lot of mountains, and houses are built into the mountains and up in the hills, and there's little windy roads. And if fire breaks out, an entire hillside can go up and take all the houses with it, and it can block the streets that allow you to safely get off of the hill. So we have the siege of coyotes, but now we have the neighbor's house that's caught on fire. What would you do, considering your car doesn't work because a tree fell on it in the windstorm earlier?
The first thing I want to know is, how does a glass coffee table randomly crack and have everything fall through it with no seemingly catalyst to cause this event?
That's funny, because I noticed that as well, and I thought, well, that's cracking. I'm like, and I kind of took a second to look. I'm like, did something happen? Did something fall?
No, this was called lazy script writing, as was most of the film.
Yeah, it seems like something could have been precariously placed and then tipped over and then hit the glass table. And that is what knocked the candles down, which started the fire.
Not to mention, I'd like to note that the addresses for the 2 neighbors were 1202 and 1208. But yet, when they got on the phone with emergency services before the phone conked out and they were asking for the address, he started with an address that started with a 6. Why? Lazy script writing. Yep. I noticed that too. I was like, what the dude doesn't know his own address? There was just so many little inconsistencies, but some of them were really glaring.
So back to my question, since we're a What Would You Do show. What would you do if all of these coyotes were attacking, you did not have an operable car, as you were residing up on this hillside home, kind of isolated, and the neighbor's house is on fire?
Okay, well, the problem is are we dealing in this world? Or
Yes. It's what would you do if you were the characters? Are you new here?
Yeah, but there is not really much IRL about this one. Because IRL, the coyotes, as soon as I wave my arms and scream, are going to run.
There wasn't much IRL in Elio either, and we did a perfectly good show on Elio. So, come on, show up. Show up. You got this. Also, like, In and Out 2, I don't know. We do episodes all the time on movies that aren't based in reality. What's the problem here?
Okay, then I grab a Louisville Slugger and start walking. Because here's the thing.
Oh, you're going to die.
No, I'm not necessarily going to attack them.
No, but you're going to die. You can't defend yourself with just a bat.
Why?
Because they're going to surround you. They're going to overcome you. A bat.
No, they're not. Oh. If they somehow succeed in circling around me, I'm going to figure out which one's closest, and then I'm going to lunge at it and swing.
And then while you're attacking that one, someone else is going to come and get you from the side or the back.
Because here's the thing. It's a coyote. If I'm bigger than them. I honestly don't even necessarily need the bat. You could just kick them in the face. Now, it's easier to have a bat because if they bite the bat, like, there's more you can do with that. But
oh, I had a neighbor once that she used to walk her dog early in the morning while it was still dark, and she used to take a bat with her because she had a small dog when she walked her dog. Now,
let's not stop promoting bat on canine violence. I
Fair enough.
Take exception to that particular topic. Thank you. Sorry, Marty.
Fair enough, Marty.
Yep, okay. Fair enough. But I mean, it's not even that. It's, I mean, if you're being surrounded, I don't care if you're being surrounded by humans. Now, humans, I mean, if you've got a gun, you get a gun. Because then you could at least pop them off from a distance. But we're assuming this guy didn't have a gun based on, like, could they have not called him Scott? That just makes me feel bad about myself.
That sounds like a personal problem to me.
I mean, I'm going to get whatever I can. I mean,
Good boy. Was that based in reality?
Completely, 100%. He was a good boy.
Was him based in reality?
Absolutely.
A big, bold, beautiful journey based in reality?
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
I remember high school.
Who are you? Well,
I
think you're a pod person replacing Scott. That's what we do here, whether real or not.
Yeah. I mean, really, I think you kind of get somewhat medieval or not even medieval, like standard infantry tactics.
I mean, you're on the top of the hill. It is going to take you all night to get down to the bottom of that hill, probably.
I mean, you grab something that you can swing, probably a bat or something similar, and you grab a shield, something that you can put up to block. So if they come at you, you can use that to block them. Like, there's a reason why, like...
Okay, this isn't How to Train Your Dragon.
But no, even anything like Braveheart. Freedom! Like, they have a sword and they have a shield. Like, swords and shields are there for a reason. One is for offense and one is for defense.
I don't think most of us have a shield and
No, we don't actually have a shield. You have to find something.
So they should Amazon Prime the sword and the shield and then...
I mean, again, a bat, anything you've got. I mean, it could be a thin pipe. It could be literally anything that's long and rigid.
So what would you do is you would just start walking down the hillside and, the couple of hours it took you to probably get down, you'd just be fending off coyotes the entire way?
I mean, hopefully eventually they back off.
Why would they?
I mean, listen.
They're bent on revenge.
Yes, if you can take the neighbor's car, take the neighbor's car.
Well, they already did, and they already ruined it.
I mean, then they took the van. Yes, if there's a car you can take.
Yeah, they took the van at the end once the guy died.
Like, here's the thing. When faced with a life or death situation, outside of things that cause further death, nothing's off the table as far as what you're willing to do, legal or not. If I need to steal a car, I'll steal a car. If I need to blow something up, I'll blow something. Like, it literally.
Is it stealing if you think the owner's dead, though?
I mean, still technically, but no one's going to prosecute you. I mean, and that's kind of the situation. In life or death situations, you just do what you got to do. So, yeah, if I could steal a car, I'm going to steal a car or whatever. But if I've got no other option and the hill's on fire, we got to get going. We got to move. Like, you've got to get down somehow. I mean, I didn't see a gondola set up to get everyone down, or a zip line. Like, I didn't see a family or a whole bunch of bicycles. They all go for a bike ride. Also, what would you do if you're a pest guy who wears a gas mask all the time, seemingly, because every time we saw him, he had a gas mask on. You step out into a blazing inferno with soot and everything in the air, and you just let it sit there. You don't put it on. Why do you have it? Why do you even... Is it decoration?
He was kind of eccentric.
If you're not using it at that point, what... This movie was exasperating.
Okay, last, what would you do? What would you do if you were in a family, like our main characters here, and you had a neighbor next door who snorted coke and had guns and...
Don't forget the horse.
Well, yes, that was my next part, is... prostitutes to come to his house. And
I need to tell Von Mutter that other joke about the vampire.
Yes. So
he'll like that one.
Unfortunately, sometimes the lady of the evening makes a mistake and knocks on your door, the family's door, instead of the proper door. What would you do to talk to your teenage daughter about sex workers visiting the neighbor? Because they accidentally knock on your door.
I do believe that girl was old enough to understand what was going on. She seemed confused why the whore was at her door.
The whore at the door. Is that like the elf on the shelf?
It is indeed.
For your holiday enjoyment, the whore at the door.
Have you heard of Elf on the Shelf? Well, now, try Whore at the Door.
I think we're done.
We hope you enjoyed our episode. Thank you for listening. And to catch all the new episodes, please subscribe. We release 2 to 3 episodes weekly, so we'll have new content regularly. Until next time.